This is going to be another video where I kind of just sit and kind of show you everything, because we're going to be going through like makeup that is coming with me and makeup I'm leaving behind so my mother can keep it because limited space. And so yeah, it's going to be really hard to like what I want versus what I don't want anymore, but I think that's like one of the last major things that I'm missing. I also look very like glowy, partly due because of my glowy primer, and also partly due because I just moved 4 giant boxes downstairs for UPS pickup that need to be shipped to Pennsylvania. So let's go ahead and just put all my makeup out, and that way we can just like decide what I want and what I don't want. And I think the hardest part is probably going to be lipsticks. So here's my little pile. Since I've actually just semi-recently done a makeup declutter, there shouldn't be that much, but I still feel like I can curate it a tiny little bit more. That way so it all kind of fits in a makeup bag, and it's not too much. So specifically my main priority is basically my lipsticks, even though I have it pretty down to a good amount. Just, you know, a little bit more. And there's maple. So yeah, so MAC Studio Fix Powder, and this is kind of like guiding you through what's kind of left in my collection, makeup collection. This is, it's not as good as I remembered it. I remember loving it back in like middle school and high school, and it's not bad, it's just not my favorite, and because I did semi-recently purchase it, I am gonna keep it. Same goes with my Maybelline Fit Me powder, and there's maple. My last sleep with hers tonight, and that's just heartbreaking to me. It's very sad. Maybelline Fit Me powder, it's in my project pan. I love this, it's great for everything. Yes, we're keeping. Here's the foundation. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skill Milk blah blah blah. This one, like it, keeping it. It's actually my favorite one. I think I am keeping all of my foundations, which is also the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer and the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. So keeping all of those. I also have a thermometer in here. I guess I'll take it. But super random. A semi-fresh Real Technique sponge, keeping that. A Too Faced Prime and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I feel like this will be great for humidity, but because it's so dry here, I'm not really producing oil, just sweat and making that glowiness. But because I'm going to like humidity, I think that's when this will come in handy. Something I know I'm gonna leave behind is my BH Smitten in Switzerland palette. I'm gonna be giving this to my mom. I just don't really use it. The only colors I ever go through are Snowcap and Monterey. And I basically just use it as like eyeshadow setting and that stuff, but I have all these other eyeshadows I can use, and I think my mom could get a lot more use out of it. So I had stopped using this because I was gonna use them up, but I was like, I think I'm gonna leave it behind, so I should stop using it so my mom can still use them. So I'm definitely passing this palette along to my mom. The mini Charlotte Tilbury Glow Film Star Bronze and Glow I just got, so I'm gonna be keeping. I did just recently put in like my back to MAC the MAC Studio Sculpted one that I've had for a while. I feel like that's breaking me out, like the contour is, and it's quite old, so I did decide to let that go. I will include a picture of what it looks like. Gonna be keeping my Chanel Tan de Soleil bronzer. You guys know I'm never gonna let this go because this is the last of the good ones. So this is something I picked up kind of recently. This is the BH Los Angeles palette. I'm definitely keeping this. This is so fun. Getting another call. So I should no longer be getting distractions or phone calls. But when you're applying for jobs and you're waiting to hear back, just gotta just gotta be on top of it, even though it's like way past the time and I realistically won't receive any phone calls over the weekend. But still, you gotta keep your hopes up. Okay, also keeping the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer. This is a semi-recent purchase, like I bought it last September. It's good for when I don't want bronze. I believe I am wearing it today. Just like a more like of a contour, less of like an orangey bronze. So keeping that. Also keeping my Hourglass bronzer. I feel like I haven't gotten enough sun within the last 2 years to use it, but definitely need to bring it back. Keeping all of my Hourglass things. My Hourglass Ambient palette, use that practically every day. My blush palette, keeping that. I also have another blush, keeping that. I have one more thing that's Hourglass. Oh, there we go. A different ambient powder that's great for underneath my eyes when I am this pale. Keeping that. Found this Fenty mirror when I went out. Keeping that. Okay. Yeah, mostly keeping everything, just like weeding out the little things that I can leave behind. My Viseart palettes, these are so compact and great. Keeping that. I'm going to be keeping my man-made palette because it has a little bit of everything, or should I say women-made palette because I made it. I had some blotting sheets, keeping that, obviously. I have 2 setting sprays. I have the Milani Make It Last sunscreen spray. It's SPF 30. It's basically just like the Neutrogena spray on, but they put it in like, instead of a mist, it comes out as a spray. And it's great for reapplying, so keeping that. Also keeping my Urban Decay All-Nighter because it's travel size and it's the only one I have. Keeping that. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna pass along this mini Becca Opal shimmering skin perfector. I just didn't want to get rid of it because I was like, oh, this is such a pretty like eyeshadow because this is way too dark for me to use as a highlight. So I'm gonna pass that along to my mom because I've never used it once, so goodbye. Okay, so here's where I kind of am coming to like a, I don't know what to do. These 2 palettes I bought at the exact same time. So this is Baby Got Peach by ColourPop. Super fun, I love all of the colors. And this is Chillin' in Chicago by BH Cosmetics. And I feel like, while not entirely the same, but basically pretty close to like the same color scheme. The only thing that really drew me to this one over like, which made me get this one also, is that center peach shade. But even though it's not the same, it's almost close to one of them that's in the Los Angeles palette. I have tested both of them out, and WeHo, which is in the Los Angeles by BH, is slightly lighter than Centerfold in the Baby Got Peach. But I feel like color scheme wise, it's pretty darn similar. Like Deep Dish and Half Baked are probably the closest, and then Darlin and the L are probably the closest. I have to say there's nothing like Ready or Yacht, which I do love it. But since I don't use it every day, I don't really think about it that much. So this is where I'm. And then Perky looks like Chicago Dog. But the shimmers are not, like BH shimmers do not compare to ColourPop shimmers. I have to say that. I definitely love the ColourPop shimmers more. So I guess I have to look in what I'm keeping. So like for example, Charlotte Tilbury in the Bella Sofia. It doesn't really match any of it, but I am keeping this one. I don't think I have anything else that kind of fits the other ones. Hold on, I'm gonna swatch, see if there's like comparability. Give me one moment. Okay, so I've swatched a bunch of things, and basically out of what I've decided I'm going to keep, I have enough similar or close enough things where I really don't need both. Obviously, when I look at it in this pan, it just looks so pretty against this background, but I have stuff scattered that are pretty comparable. Not spot on dupes, but pretty darn close. So I'm gonna get rid of the Baby Got Peach palette. I'm gonna hand that over to my mom. And I'm gonna keep Chillin' in Chicago. So funny, because I'm gonna be on that side. That side of the country. And like I said, the Los Angeles palette. I'm also, so one of the comparable things that I found are these two eyeshadows by MAC. This little quad that I have, I am keeping it. I only used half of it because the other half are they're old, but they're kind of just stuck in there based on like very poor depanning stuff that I did years ago. But these two are magnets, so these two are interchangeable, and I do like them, and they're quite more on the newer side, so I am keeping that as well. Hello. Oh, my old Duo Lash Glue, that can go for sure. So I have two of the Charlotte Tilbury's Eyes to Memorize. I only really used one out of the two. I used Marie Antoinette. It's so pretty. It's a beautiful bronze. I'm definitely keeping that one. Rose Gold, on the other hand, I don't really use. I'm gonna hand this over to my mom, see if she wants it. I'm sure she'll want it. Will it last long in her hands? Maybe not, but you know, it's hers. I don't really use it. I don't need it to take up extra space. It's not quite what I thought it was gonna be, so passing that along. Keeping the MAC Pigment in Naked. Beautiful, love it, keeping. I have my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, I'm keeping that. The Rare Beauty concealer's in my project pan, so I will be keeping that. Am I missing a concealer? I think I am. Oh, it's right here. My Tarte Shape Tape, I'm keeping that as well. So keeping all my concealers, not much to get rid of in that category. Keeping my only two mascaras. Keeping all my brow products, so that is the Benefit Brow Micro Pen, the ColourPop Brow Boss, the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. Actually, I should have called this Done. This is the Essence Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. There's nothing in there, so I'm just gonna put that in my empties, even though I already filmed my empties, but I haven't filmed my makeup empties, and that's different. So I will put that aside for that video. My eyeliners, which aren't that many. I have a brown liquid one from ColourPop. I have a black NYX liquid liner, keeping that. And my Tarte Fake Awake Nude Pencil Liner. Ooh, okay. Urban Decay Space Cowboy. It's glittery, it's fun, but I don't really use it and it's drying up. So I think it's time to call it done on that one. So gonna declutter that as well, just because it's a little bit more on the older side. And I say I'm gonna keep it for like fun stuff, but I can use other stuff that's more like current and up to date and not just taking up space for no reason. Fun stuff. Gonna keep the Mini Mario Badescu facial spray. Josh loves this, so I'm just gonna keep it for him. I don't really use it that much, but we'll keep it for him. My only primer from Milani, my eyeshadow primer, I'm gonna keep that as well. This is also in my project pan. This is the Beauty Blender Opalescence Serum. That's part of the glow that you see happening right now. And it actually helps to make products not look as dry and kinky, which I kind of like and I didn't think I liked, but I finally found like a purpose for it and I like it. Crazy, right? What a crazy concept. Have a couple single eyeshadows. I'm keeping Urban Decay Scratch. Keeping MAC Soft Brown. That's new-ish. Cross Culture is this dark brown eyeshadow I like to use like when you pull your hair back. You see like all of those white, like, oh, my scalp is so white. I like to just put it in there, and it also takes away a little bit of the oiliness and adds color, so I'm gonna keep that for that. I do like to use it, just haven't had like anything to wear it to, but I will now that I'm moving and like dealing with more people rather than just myself and my family, who has seen me at my ugliest and they still love me. Gonna keep Scratch as an orange eyeshadow, or sorry, this is Rule by MAC. It's fun. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. have the Hourglass Translucent Veil Setting Powder. I'm gonna keep that because it's my only translucent powder. Gonna keep the Laura Geller Highlight. Gonna keep my Anastasia Dip Brow. I think, so I have two Laura Geller Baked. I love Charming Pink, so I know I'm gonna keep this one. This just goes with everything year round. But originally I had bought Peach Glow because it was when the honey one or the gold one was all the rage. The honey one is a little, or the Peach Glow, sorry, I used to use when I was tan and it looks very pretty, but I think I'm gonna pass this on to my mom just because I don't really reach for it. And I feel like this would fit her complexion better, so I'm gonna pass that on to her. I'm gonna keep my Rare Beauty liquid blushes, even though I love one more than the other one, but I still like using it from time to time. Gonna keep my two pink MAC blushes. I have Rosy Outlook, which is honestly my favorite MAC blush, and Fleur Power, which is a little bit more like subdued. It's not as fresh pink, it's more like a subdued pink. Gonna keep Laura Mercier Rose Petal. Again, more of a like bright baby pink. Going to keep a NARS Madly. It's like a good like all over like bronzy blush, so I like that. Gonna keep a Tarte mini blush in peach. This is my favorite shade of peach on myself, so I am gonna keep that. And now we've gotten on to the lip products. Again, I don't think there's gonna be much that I get rid of. But definitely gonna try to declutter, downsize a little bit and see what I can do. So things I know I'm gonna keep because they're more on the new side. This is the Hourglass Stylo, I guess, Creator. Love this. I'm not wearing anything. It's just a very nice shade of pink. It's like a pink, my shades but better. My shades, my lips but better. I'm gonna keep, actually, do I want to keep this? I feel like I should. This is a lips but better, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the scent, but I am gonna keep it. It's the Lip Crayon by ColourPop in the Strand because it is in my project pan. Gonna keep my only lip pencil, the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Going to keep the Pony Effect liquid lip tint, and it's just like a peach one. It's nice, I like it. I will be keeping my Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks because they're pricey and I love them and they're loved. So this one, it is in my project pan, but I think I'm going to get rid of it. It's just a lip balm. I'm going to hand it over to my mom. There's only like the tiniest little bit left, but it's just really dark. I feel like it's something my mom might be able to use and appreciate a little bit more, so I'm going to be getting rid of that. I'm going to take my Buxom White Russian lip gloss because even though I'm not like a super big lip gloss person, I feel like I might be because I'm going to be putting my hair up more in humidity. And the one thing about lip gloss for me is like when the hair is blowing, I don't want it in my lips, but if it's up, that shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna keep it for now. Also keeping the Powdered Kiss lipsticks from MAC. I have a Little Tamed and Mull It Over. I also have Devoted to Chili, but it must be like in one of my bags. So I'm gonna keep the, oh, here's Devoted to Chili. There, it was right here. Here's the other one. So don't mind the moving mess behind me. But then all of my lipsticks now, they fit into like this nice little baggie, makes it easier. I have more lipsticks in other bags roaming around, but it's all compact. I'm sure the lipsticks that I decluttered probably would have fit in here, but I like that there's space. So it's like compactable, you know? Compressible, if that's even the right word. You know? Not filled to the brim, which is great. And so over here I have everything that I'm passing along. These two are getting binned and then everything is getting passed along to my mom. So not a lot, but I do I am a frequent like declutterer, so it's not like a huge like thing, because I hate when my makeup collection gets out of control. I like to make sure I go through it before it goes off so somebody else can use it rather than going to the trash. So I'm gonna go give that to my mom.